to make it clear that you can't mold me. My tattoo their streets ain't slowly. I don't care what's for shadow. While I cruise, while I cruise, while I cruise, bad girls live I cruise. While I cruise, while I cruise, while I cruise.
Hey everybody. Yeah, type A negative there. I like girls. Girls. Well, however you want to say it. Whichever way you want to say it. How you doing? Welcome back. I feel like I haven't done this in a real long time. I've been super busy. I don't know if you've heard, wherever you are around the world, New Zealand has gone back to level 1, which means that we get to go out and do gigs and DJ and go to bars and stuff like that. I think we have one case at the moment that's coming on through the borders, but it's quarantined, so hey, we're good, which is rad. Doesn't mean I've been super busy though. I feel like, yeah, like I say, I feel like I didn't get to do last week's show because I was working. So I worked in the theatre 2 nights last week, and 2 days and nights last week, then Monday, Tuesday, and then DJ'd Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. And then did our live D&D game on Sunday night, which I don't know if any of you caught. I'm in a group called the Spider-Man now. I haven't played D&D since I was like 13 or 14, but it's bloody awesome. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. We kind of started as a one-shot at a D&D meet, and now we're going to be doing it every week. Although I think next week we'll be taking a break, or this weekend, because it's Labor Day here in New Zealand, so we get a long weekend, so a lot of people going away and that sort of thing. So yeah, so this Sunday we probably won't be doing a live stream of the D&D game, but we'll be back the following week with our new one shot, which is called Fast Times in Savage Gardens. A lot of music references there. If you're not a Kiwi, you probably wouldn't get the first one, but yeah, maybe get the second one. And yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, Wednesday nights I am starting to do my whatever Wednesday nights show live from a bar with a courtyard. So we're setting up the stream machine and DJ gear in the courtyard and playing tunes in the sunshine. And yeah, so going to stream it as well, which will be a heck of a lot of fun. It's in Parnell if you're in Auckland, New Zealand. 225 Parnell Road is the old bakehouse. It's now called Sweet Affairs. They do amazing food. They also do shisha, so you can sit in the courtyard with the shisha or have feed. Or they have great dining inside as well. And the really nice part is the cool old, it's the old bakehouse actual like oven where they used to. I don't know why I was struggling for that word. Yes, in the old oven is now like a lounge where they used to do all the cooking of the bread and all that sort of stuff. It's now a lounge, and that's where we stream our D&D games from. So if you want to check out the VOD of that, you'll be able to see what the games are like and what the place is like, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So as usual, I just started off with a few tunes from bands that I played last time I was here, so like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and then what else? Yeah, that's about it. So I've been doing that. I got margarita. Still a little bit of margarita that my amazing girlfriend made me to have of our dinner this evening. And I'm going to jump right into, I think it's this one. Yes, this one. Right into this CD. Just going to kick right in there with a bit of hard out industrial and dark wave stuff from Australia, even. Very cool double CD set that I got sent from the Crash Frequency guys, because my old band Decline, we did helped co-run a big goth festival here in New Zealand a few years back. I think we did 3 of them before we lost too much money. We went, which wasn't our fault, but yeah, that's the past. We don't need to talk about that. But yeah, one of the band, a couple of really cool bands that are on this that played there, being Icon and Angel Spit, probably the most well known. Resurrection Eve are also on here, we have also toured them through New Zealand, which was very nice. And yeah, the first track on this CD is one from the group Angel Spit. which was 2-piece and sometimes more. Initially a husband and wife, but I think they have since broken up. Possibly. I'll get more info on that as we check out the song. This is one of my favorites from them, actually. It's very cool. It's not your kind of standard 4/4 industrial EDM or IDM sort of beat. They've done something quite different with it, and it's called Venicava, and it's by Angel Spit.
Your tongue bores me numb. Teratoma, Casanova, speaking for you. Shallow opinion, acid fetish toy in the shape of you. Look very beautiful, deranged, debauched, and nude on that stainless steel pot. Enter hair surgeon, take up the Bowie knife and play join the dots. Vita cover, hot starter. The doctor is in. Vita cover, hot starter. The doctor is in. Your fist, Judas kiss, riding carcass, new Lazarus, ravenous blood, raised up, devil child, drugged up, aristocrat, completely fucked up with formalities, empty heiress, tantrum, cycle with a gun finger, heresies, clean out the poison when you cut out your tongue. Heart removed neatly with a Bowie knife. Pick up the blade and join the dots. Heart removed neatly with a Bowie knife. Pick up the blade and join the dots. Vita cover, hot starter. The doctor is insane. 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 The doctor is insane. The doctor is insane. The doctor is insane. The doctor is insane.
Yeah, so Venicava now based in Chicago, of all places. Destroyx, who was Mila Tan, who's the original female member of the band, is no longer with them. What's his name? Zug van Rock still is the main running member of the band. But him and Intensi have actually released an album this year called The Ignorance Cartel. It's 14 tracks, it's a whole bunch of stuff. It's cool reviews about it. Darkest Goth Mag says, Angel Spit masterfully conveys all of the insanity and stupidity that we have seen this year surrounding politics and the pandemic, especially on social media. Chain DLK. There's cyberpunk tracks full of distorted drums, angry biting bass noises, glitched guitar-like noises, high-quality cyber and electro-punk with strong heart and high production values. And that's something I have always liked about Angel Spit, is their production values are fucking great. The look is very cool as well. I can't remember who in the band, one of the two, used to design a lot of their merch as well as their clothing and things like that. Zog generally has these like prosthetic kind of plastic fins and a mohawk when he's on stage and stuff. They have a very cool look. And yeah, a lot of their stuff was available as merch and that sort of thing, which is very cool. Definitely, if you're into the dark side of things of electronic music, I definitely recommend checking them out for something different. Icon is the next band that I'm going to play. And yeah, they darkwave. They're a lot more kind of your traditional kind of post-punky darkwave sort of stuff. So if you like Joy Division and New Order, you'd probably be quite into their sound. Again, started as a duo in 1988, and the original name was Death and Duck. So they got into singer from then on. They are now a 4-piece. I'm not sure if they've released anything this year. I think their last, yeah, okay, yeah, they did a 3 CD set of kind of their best of, or all their singles called The 13th Hour this year, which is very cool. Yeah, we played them with them in like 2013 or something like that. They were on the bill as well. Obviously, we were on the same night as Angel Spit. These guys were a lot more like Disjecta Member and bands like that playing with them. So this is their track called Sunset at Golgotha.
Wondering, pushing past, laid to rest, the Savior's cars, opening the gates of hell, someone you know, you cannot tell, held up in the rain, blood drips down below, dwelling on the promises that had died so long ago, held up in the rain, blood drips down below, dwelling on the promises that had died so long ago. Towering, the serpent's lair, light the flame, if you dare, following the left-hand path, open up the dark we grasp, held up in the rain, blood drips down below, dwelling on the promises that had died so long ago, held up in the rain, blood drips down below, dwelling on the promises that had died so blood drips down below, dwelling on the promises that had died so long ago.
So as I said, this is Icon, the track Sunset at Goth. Because it's a double CD and I normally put out 2 songs of each CD, I'm going to jump onto the second CD from this compilation, and a band called The Crystalline Effect with this song called Only You Can See Me. I'm going to send out much love to Nocturnus and fucking Troll. Nocturnus put on the awesome event that I DJ'd at on Friday night, and it was such a pleasure. As always, such a cool event. If you see Nocturne Sanctum coming up, if you live in Auckland, New Zealand, or in New Zealand and you travel, come check it out next time it's on. It's bloody awesome. And get your tickets quick because it's sold out.
If you were drowning, I would save you. If you were drowning, I would save you. But the place you are now, I cannot reach. And the place you are now, I cannot reach. Only you can see how you
Oh yeah, my emote rule is working. If you do a whole bunch of emotes in the chats, they're gonna like pop up on the screen and you float around and stuff. It's pretty fun. You like chucking your emotes up. Have some fun with that. Get in there.
if you were hungry, I would bring you bread. If you were tired, I would rest your head.
So that was Crystalline Effect there. I did mention Resurrection Eve earlier, so I thought I should play one of their songs. This is their track Forever. Yeah, I've just been doing some searching for Crystalline Effect. I couldn't really find too much about them. Yeah, like they're about on Facebook's pretty bland. Looks like the last thing they released was actually like 2014, but if you like them, go back and check them out. Nothing wrong with older music. And I'll try to find some info on Resurrection Eve for you while this song's playing. Alright, so I can't actually find much info on these guys either. Kind of seems like a lot of these bands, kind of 2006 was a big year for them. This was when this compilation was released. And as far as I can tell, that was when the last thing that Resurrection Eve released. They were originally a Melbourne two-piece. So yeah, there's a couple of samples of 4 different artists on this awesome little compilation called Crash Frequency. Was it Crash Frequency 2? Oh no. Volume 2. yeah. It's a bit of a sample of the Australian independent dark wave scene there. We're going to skip back to New Zealand for these guys. Newt. I'd say they're probably one of New Zealand's most well-known industrial synth-pop bands. We've got quite some time. I think we put on their first big gig in 2001 or 2002 maybe. Maybe 2003 even. So we had such an association with them, so much so that they named one of their songs after a gig that we put on called The Drill. I actually since ended up, the main person who writes for this band is a guy called Drew Lyons, and he was the keyboardist in the Manson tribute band that I was singing for, which unfortunately now is defunct. As much as we would like to play some more shows, it's probably not going to happen in the near future, unfortunately. But it was fun while it lasted. You still get people hitting me up and stuff, but yeah, I digress. So yeah, Drew's been writing and producing music under the name Newt for a very long time. He's also involved with a group called Creosote, which is with his brother, and also Lichtberger. I can never say the name right. It's a German word name, and to me, when I read it, it just sounds like Lichtburgers. But Lichtburger or something like that. I'm sure it has there's a German meaning that which would make sense if I looked it up. But yeah, if anyone does know the meaning to that, if they can figure out what German word I am trying to say, please chuck it in the comments and set me straight. So this here came out in it doesn't actually say. I would guess 07 maybe. It's Mediatrix. Oh, 2003. Okay, so it's still one of the early ones. This is the EP, the Drone Function EP. So there's a couple of remixes and stuff on it, and a remix of Inside It, which is the Shooting Gallery mix. And there's also a track called Mass Evil, as well as the three versions of Drone Function. So I'll play the original one of Drone Function, and then I'll play the Shooting Gallery mix of Inside, since I've already talked about it. So yeah, double play of Newt coming up for you, kicking off with this. a super drony track, isn't it? It does totally live up to its name. Yeah, look, the beacon is the same color as the green screen, so it kind of disappears apart from that metallic shine. The fun you can have with green screens. Yeah, not just what's inside the can itself is liquid too. Sweet. Alright, so this is the Shooting Gallery remix of the track called Inside. I've got a story about Drews. I don't know if I should tell, but I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to. Basically, when Manson's second to last album came out, was it World Upside Down? The name of it, whatever it's called. Basically, you listen to it and it's like, oh, the lyrics are really basic and dull, like there's no substance to it, I think. But listening to this, there's a lot of repeated lyrics on here, Drew. It is his second EP, I think, so I can't really. I'm not listening for that. It's just fun. Alright, so from here we're going to go on to, I guess they're not quite a gothy band, but they were in that selection, a group called Morphine. So I've got their album here called Yes, there, but also I don't have the top cover for it. I've got obviously got the back cover and stuff, but surprisingly, Insiders in here as well was the single for Cure for Pain. So it was a bit of a double. So I'm going to kick off with the track from the single called Cure for Pain, and then I'll play something off Yes, maybe 2 songs totally undecided. I might play the title track after this, which is called Yes. And then, yeah, then we'll pick something else.
And tell me where is the taste? Where is the sacrifice? And tell me where is the faith? Where's all that money that I spent? I propose a toast to my self-control. You see it crawling helpless on the floor. Someday a cure for pain. That's the day I throw my drugs away. When I find a cure for pain. When I find a cure for pain. Find a cure for pain.
So as we were discussing in the chat, as you can see, there's a track called Honey White.
Honey White made a deal for some angel food. Honey White, everybody told her it was sweet and good, yeah. Oh, honey, oh, honey, oh, honey. She said you'll see me later, yeah, you'll see me later. Will you see me later? See me all too soon. And then he smiles. He knows honey's coming back. Honey's gonna want some more angel food. Devil made a honey. Devil made a honey. Devil made a honey. Devil made a honey. She said you'll get me when I'm old and wizened, and not a day before that. The devil says, honey, it won't be that long. Besides, I like to see a little more fat. Yeah, I like to see a little more fat. You know, I like to see a little more fat. Honey white, honey white, honey white, honey white, tell me, how is your angel food? Honey white, ah, honey white, she says it's sweet and good. Honey white, honey white, honey white, the sweetness starts to fade. Honey white, thought she could get away. Oh, honey, oh, honey.
Yeah, nice to find some more people that like morphine. The band, that is. I'm not a fan of the drug, but the band. So I was doing some bit of light reading on them as I was chatting to you guys and playing the song. Basically, some things I didn't know, which I thought I might share. This band started in 1989 by Mark Sandman, Dana Coley, and Jerome Dupree out of Cambridge, Massachusetts. Sandman actually played a lot of the stuff on a single string bass. He liked making his own homemade instruments and playing them. He ended up adding a second string to his bass, but he had his own slide that he used that he'd created for use on the single string bass, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, though, Sandman passed away with a heart attack on stage in Palestrina in Italy on July the 3rd, 1999, which is why there's no Morphine anymore. There is a band made up by the Romanian members and some others called the Vapors of Morphine, who have continued on along the same sort of vein and the same sort of sound, which is pretty cool. And at one point they also, not too long after he passed, also did an orchestral version of Morphine, which I think they called, what they call it? I saw it somewhere. I think it was just called Orchestra Morphine or something like that. I read it and now I can't find it, but that's okay. Oh yeah, there we go, Orchestra Morphine. So it was a bunch of friends and colleagues, which toured to celebrate the band and raise funds for the Mark Sandman Music Education Fund, which is very cool. So yeah, that's why you don't hear any new stuff out of Morphine, but Vapors of Morphine are the band to follow if you do like them, and it'll be very, very similar. So sweet. As we were also talking about in the chat, we're going to play Radar next, which is coming off the album Yes. So if you like that, this was actually put out in 1995. So yeah, I think the first song I ever heard from them was Buena, and I think that was on one of the Triple J Hottest 100 albums or something like that. So yeah, thanks Triple J for actually showing us good music. Like all the independent B-net stations and stuff around the country, you guys always play the best music, but I'm slightly biased. Radioactive Rules.
Got to the driver of my car, and past the dogs, past the guards, and all of my alarms. Supposed to be so state of the art. You penetrate my radar. You penetrate my radar. You drop a bomb in my backyard. You penetrate my radar. Played me like a chess game, and now you say checkmate while you go running freely they're spending money every place. And me, I got to hide and I don't dare to show my face. If I'm guilty, so are you. It was March 4th, 1982. Riding around forever on an empty tank of gas and an empty pocketbook. I better get it to the bank. High up in a glider, high up here without a care. I got all the time in the world. I got all the time in the world to spare.
Alright, so we're going to head from Connecticut, jump over to Los Angeles. Originally Seattle, Washington, now Los Angeles, California. And a chap called Jason Bazinet, who's kind of become a friend of mine on Facebook for quite a few many years, from when I used to run industrial gigs and stuff. And he'd send me compilations and that out of the States, including this one called A Murderous Mix, from Music Ration Entertainment, which was the label that he started. The band I'm talking about is SMP, which stands for Synthesia Murder Program. Man, I'm having trouble with those S's today. So yeah, Sean Ivey was the other member of the band. They were originally based in San Diego and San Francisco. Now Jason is living in California. Whereabouts exactly? Oh, LA, of course. Of course he's in LA. I flip between Facebook and Wikipedia to get the most up-to-date information. Yeah. These guys work with My Life in the Thrill Kill Cult, and a whole lot more. They're quite interesting in that they kind of fuse hip-hop and industrial together in quite a lot of their stuff. So yeah, I've got a couple on here that I'm going to play. First one I'm going to play is from SMP, then we're going to play one from Lucid Dementia. There's a classic tanked track on there, as well as the Marginal Prophets, which I might actually play some Marginal Prophets as well. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different stuff on this, and it's really interesting to listen to, because it's not your normal kind of industrial gothy stuff with the whole mixing of the rap in. But like, this came out in 2006. You know, now there's that whole subgenre in the hip hop thing. They call themselves gothic, and it's just like, yeah, you guys kind of missed what goth and gothic is. But you know, good on you for trying. Yeah. So yeah, that's a thing. I don't know if it stemmed from this sort of stuff. Like maybe they heard this, maybe he had some influence within the local hip hop scene, and that's kind of go on to where these groups have come from. But I am totally speculating, as one does sometimes. Yeah, so I'm going to kick off with the one from SMP. It's called Tombstone. Yes, that was Tombstone from SMP. I'm going to jump onto Lucid Dimension now, who are out of Austin, Texas. Our beautiful friend Eva. Strange Love Lives. Shouts out to Eva. I saw her like the Facebook page. I'm not sure if she's still listening or not. Hey, hon. Nice to have you here if you're here. Cheers, Nocturnus and Zach in fact. I'm not going to put your real name out there because, you know, you do such a good job of hiding it. So I'm going to play one more off this comp called from 64K, a tune called Numb, because Jason shouts out throughout the cover and stuff. Big thanks to them. So I feel like, you know, can't really play this without playing one of their songs. If you're just tuning in for the first time, hit that follow thing down the bottom, down that side somewhere. And so you can see when my shows come up, you get a little notification and things like that when I go live. So yeah, in the meantime, this is 64K with the track called Numb. Beautiful ending to that track. Mix isn't the greatest, but hey, you know, independent samplers, the mix kind of doesn't always make it through very well. But you know, it's alright, you just gain it up. Yeah, so hopefully you're finding a whole bunch of music that you've never heard before, or, you know, finding some artists that you're like, that's pretty cool, I like that. Yeah, that's basically the whole idea of the show. I'm going through digitizing all my old CDs and things like that, and I thought, well, you know, I might as well share them with people at the same time. Puts a smile on my face like this guy. Yeah, we're going to come back to New Zealand now, and this band, Torture of Roses. This, I guess it's a long play. It's an album. Came out in 2001. It's called Sebastian / Salome. And yeah, Tortured by Roses is Abby Hallistotter and Mary McGregor Reid, who is very well known as a visual artist here in New Zealand. Mary creates some very cool artworks and shows, all with very dark leaning towards them. So yeah, this, and whenever they did the Tortured by Roses show, Mary's also a dancer, so she would perform doing a very dark dance and stuff to the music that Abby and her had created, which is Tortured by Roses. They've only put out the one album, which came out in 2001. We can play 2 tracks off it, because there's quite a lot of long tracks on there. I'm just going to go for a couple of shorter ones. First one is called How Good to See the Moon, which I've been appreciating lately. Now we're getting into summer. There's not so many clouds in the sky. You can actually see the moon, which is very cool. I have something about the moon. I actually got it tattooed on my arm because I worked hospo and the moon was my sun. As Prodigy say, the day is my enemy, the night is my friend. I love that song just because, yeah, working for hospo for so many years, you kind of get associations to things and stuff, and I always find that I'm a lot more awake at night. I'm much more of a night owl than a day bunny. So yeah, that's pretty much why I picked this one. A lot of this music I have not listened to in a very long time. It had been in storage. I recently got it back because I had places I could put it. I now have shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves full of CDs. And I don't really use CDJs anymore, but there's still a lot of tunes that I kind of wanted to have just to be able to listen to at a moment's click, or stuff that I wanted to be able to DJ with. I haven't even got onto the folders that actually contain all the stuff that I had been DJing with the last time I used CDJs, so it's a very long process. At the moment I'm kind of going through my little part of my Goth Industrial section. So yeah, this is Tortured by Roses. I'm going to stop rambling. It's called How Good to See the Moon. Should be meditating. Very cozy. What do you guys think? Do I cut this one short and play another? Do I stick with this? Getting towards the end of the track now. I'm going to drop the next track from Torture by Rose. This one's called Dance Diabolic. So I'm assuming it's probably a little bit more upbeat than this. And then we'll see where we go next.
Ever dance with the devil who painted the mind? Ever dance with the devil who painted the mind? Ever dance with the devil who painted the mind?
I was meditating. This was awesome. Sunray. But I'm not meditating right now. So, yeah. I'm going to try and play. I've copied this one in. Digitized it. There's a group called Pixis out of Wellington. Anton Killing was in it. Elaine Pratley, Roger Picklew, Peter Lenny, and Elliot Vaughan. On this group, Anton Killing did the lyrics for it. I believe it was Anton that used to date Black Friday, the YouTuber who used to live in Wellington as well. So yeah, this is the band called Pixis, P-Y-X-I-S. I'm not 100% this is going to play. Yeah, I probably should have checked first, but I'm going to check by trying it now and see if it works. If it doesn't, then nope, it's not. So we're going on to our next one, which I'm going to pause because I don't want to play that track. I want to play the next one. Yeah, Unfortunately, Pixar's CD is not working. I don't know why. I might have to put it through, but it's okay. We're going to go on to this classic album. Going from stuff you don't know to something you probably do know. Nick Cave and the Murder Seeds. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. The album's called Murder Ballads. Out of Australia, of course. Got worldwide attention with this album. Yeah, particularly because it had that pop artist on it, Kylie Minogue. Actually, on the video for Wild Roses, Where the Wild Roses Grow, which is a beautiful track, and I haven't heard it in so long. So what I'm probably going to play off here, I'm probably going to play Stagger Lee and Where the Wild Roses Grow. Unless anyone has any other requests off the album. If you love this album and you have a song you really want to hear off it, please let me know in the chat. I'm going to play Stagger Lee first, so you have time. Or if you don't want to hear Where the Wild Roses Grow, then we can pick something else off the album. Yeah, this is Murder Ballads. Came out 1996. As I say, I'm going through all my old stuff and sharing it around. And I mean, it was quite a coup, I think, for Nick Cave, that the music that he did to get someone who at the time was a very, very big pop artist to sing on one of his songs. And the video for it's very cool. That video really captured me when I was younger. Yeah, so it was quite a coup for him to get her on there, and definitely propelled his start into, or his music into more people's attention. So yeah, this is the second song off the album Murder Ballads. It's called Stagger Lee. It's a bloody classic. It's great. So let me shut up and let it play. Enjoy.
It was back in 32 when times were hard. He had a Colt 45 and a deck of cards. Stagger Lee. He wore rack-drawn shoes and an old Stetson hat. Had a 2840, had payments on that. Stagger Lee. His woman threw him out on the ice and the snow, and she told him never ever come back no more. Stagger Lee. So he walked through the rain and he walked through the mud till he came to a place called the Bucket of Blood. Stagger Lee. He said, Mr. Motherfucker, you know who I am. And the barkeeper said, no, and I don't give a good goddamn. To Stagger Lee. He said, well, bartender, it's a plain to see. I'm the bad motherfucker called Stagger Lee. Mr. Stagger Lee. Well, the barkeeper said, yeah, I heard your name down the way, and I kick motherfucking asses like you every day, Mr. Stagger Lee. Well, those were the last words that the barkeep said, 'cause Stag put 4 holes in his motherfucking head. Just then in came a broad called Nellie Brown, known to make more money than any bitch in town. Yeah. She struts across the bar, hitching up her skirt over to Stagger Lee. She's starting to flirt. Oh, Stagger Lee. She saw the barkeep, said, oh God, he can't be dead. Stag said, well, just count the holes in the motherfucker's head. She said, you ain't look like you're scored in quite a time. When I come to my bed, it won't cost you a dime, Mr. Stagger Lee. But there's something that I have to say before you begin. You have to be gone before my man Billy Dilly comes in, Mr. Stagger Lee. I'll stay here till Billy Dilly comes in, till time comes to pass. And furthermore, I'll fuck Billy Dilly in his motherfucking ass. said Stagger Lee. I'm a bad motherfucker, don't you know? And I'll crawl over 50 good pussies just to get to one fat boy's asshole, said Stagger Lee. Just then Billy rolls in, he says you must be the man motherfucker called Stagger Lee. I'm Stagger Lee. Yeah, I'm Stagger Lee, and you better get down on your knees and suck my dick, because if you don't, you're gonna be dead, said Stagger Lee. Oh, well, Billy dropped down and slobbered on his head, and Stig filled him full of lead. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, such a good song. So good. But so is this one. It's an absolute classic. I don't know. So many times I heard that song played at gigs and cafes all over the place. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, eh? Who would have thought it? And of course, and there's this one. The video's great. If you've never seen the video, go check it out.
They call me the Wild Rose, but my name was Eliza Day. Why they call me it, I do not know. For my name was Eliza Day.
From the first day I saw her, I knew she was the one. She stared in my eyes and smiled, for her lips were the color of the roses that grew down the river, all bloody and wild.
When he knocked on my door and entered the room, my trembling subsided in his sure embrace. He would be my first man, and with a careful hand he wiped out the tears that ran down my face. They call me the Wild Rose, but my name was Eliza Day. Why they call me that I do not know, for my name was Eliza Day.
On the second day I brought her a flower. She was more beautiful than any woman I've seen. I said, do you know where the wild roses grow, so sweet and scarlet and free?
On the second day he came with a single red rose. He said, give me your loss and your sorrow. I nodded my head as I lay on the bed. If I show you the roses, will you follow? They call me the Wild Rose, but my name was Eliza Day. Why they call me that I do not know, for my name was Eliza Day. On the third day he took me to the river. He showed me the roses and we kissed, and the last thing I heard was a muttered word as he knelt above me with a rock in his fist.
On the last day I took her where the wild roses grow. She lay on the bank, the wind lied as a thief, and I kissed her goodbye, said all beauty must die. And I leant down and planted a rose between her teeth.
They call me the wild rose, but my name was Eliza Day. Why they call me it I do not know, for my name was Eliza Day. My name was Eliza Day, for my name was Eliza Day.
Didn't she do a good job on that? Hey, she can actually sing. Yeah. So that was Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds from Australia. This is kind of self-indulgent. This is the first band I ever sang for, called Decline. This was the kind of only really album length thing that we put out. We put out a couple of singles and that, which were available online. This is called The Void of Expectations. It's mostly all this instrumental work that was done before we laid down the vocals and stuff for the tracks. Krushka Beer, aka Kia, was the guy who wrote all the music. He was also like my best mate at the time, and he convinced me to sing for him. Yeah, Mad Matt was helped with the production engineering on a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to decide what to play. Because since none of these have, yeah, none of them have got vocals on them, but that's okay. What I might play is this one. I might play Liar, and then we've got a track Sentinel, which was a backing track that he made for another band that we were both in, which was a industrial noise project run by DJ Nightmare 666. The group was called Gugonics, and we basically, we made wall of noise stuff. It was great. There was no wrong way to play anything. There was no right way to play anything. The byline of the band was Gugonics hates more music more often. So we were kind of the theory when we did live shows that if people were still in the room, we hadn't played properly. Our job was to annoy the audience. It was to piss people off, get them angry, get them going, what is this? Oh my god. Play discordantly, and yeah, just have fun. Art House kids loved us. We had a lot of Art House fans. The metal people hated us. To which reason we actually got booked quite often to play right before the headliner at metal shows, just to piss the audience off. We'd only do a 20-minute set, but the idea was to make all the metalheads so pissed off and angry because it wasn't metal and it was just wall of noise and they couldn't quite understand it. They didn't know what was going on and it got them all like rocked up. And so when the main band came on and slammed into it with some metal, they'd all be like, "Yay, finally!" and lose their shit. Which is a cool way to do things. So since I've actually talked about Gugonics so much, I'm going to play this track, Sentinel, which was used for a backing track for Gugonics.
Anything about that track. There's people in it. Yeah? And how do you know they're not all fucked up like everybody else out there? Well, for one thing, they're driving a truck. Oh, and shooting guns.
gotta shoot him in the head.
He said a lot of things are true.
TV says you gotta shoot him in the head.
He said a lot of things are true.
So yeah, like I said, this whole album's pretty much instrumental. Yeah, coming off one of our singles, we've got a track with Psychomentia. I've only got a remix of it, which is the Electrician's Control remix. The Electrician was a drum bass techno DJ that used to DJ for Radioactive.fm, who's now a music teacher. He wrote some really great drum bass and never released it, which I'm very disappointed about, but that's okay. He wanted to make it perfect, and I guess it never quite got there, which is a shame because he had some really good tracks. But he did do a remix of our track Psychomentia, which does actually have the vocals and stuff on it. So without further ado, actually no, I'll let this finish. Yeah, so Decline was fun. We played a bunch of shows, recorded a bunch of stuff, missed out on a really big awesome tour, which kind of meant the end of the band. I think if we managed to get into it, the band would have lasted a lot longer, but it is what it is. Yeah, we all did alright. Had a good local following, got playlisted on just about every BNet station in the country apart from the one that I played on. Go figure. I remember being in Wellington and getting a call from my cousin early in the morning being like, oh my god, I just heard you along on the radio. Yeah, which was cool. It was fun. I think our video got on TV a little bit as well for the song called Push Stop. And that video is up on YouTube. So if you're interested in seeing me jumping around in my old band, I will post in the chat. There you go. You can search up for that at some point later and check it out. Yeah, so like I said, this is the remix of our tune Psychomentia. This is the Electrician's Control mix.
Control this, control this, control this, control this, control this, control this,
The mirror is now
Yeah, so that was us. That was Decline.
I was gonna wait a while.
That was a remix of it. This is Death in Vegas, and their track Dirt.
Because we all have to make some kind of plan for
A whole bunch of remixes on here. This one is the Slayer edits, actually. No, wait, I'm going to play the whole mix. Stuff the edit, we're going for the mix. There's a whole bunch of ones on here. There's the Mullet mix, the old school mix, the original album mix, and yeah, the Slayer one, which is the one I'm going to play now. I'm going to turn it up. So I'm going to stop talking and actually let the track play. Enjoy. Death in Vegas.
This is one thing that I was going to wait a while before we talked about. Maybe we'll talk about it now so you can think about it. Because we all have to make some kind of plans for ourselves. It's a free concert from now on.
Given this is the first remix on the CD, I'm like, I'm not that impressed by it. Let's check the old school one, eh? Let's see how different that is. Oh yeah, that old school hip hop, lots of bass beats. It's kind of cool. Maybe. What about the mullet mix? Yeah, that sounds more like the original album mix, I think. Check this, this is the real album mix.
This is one thing that I was going to wait a while before we talked about. Maybe we'll talk about it now so you can think about it. Because we all have to make some kind of plans for ourselves. It's a free concert from now on. Major thing you have to remember tonight when you go back up to the woods to go to sleep, or if you stay here, is that the man next to you is your brother. And you damn well better treat each other that way, because if they don't, then we blow the whole thing, but we've got it right there.
Yeah, right. So it's Death in Vegas and their track Dirt. The original mix going on there. Yeah. Single. Standard CD track listing thing. You know, singles don't really have that much info on them. As opposed to these guys. Optimum Wound Profile. Such a metal name. Going on that metal industrial tip things. This album is called Silver or Lead. Very cool. And inside the whole, very handy in the whole booklet thing. They've got all the lyrics and stuff going on. Yeah, that's like all the lyrics. You can't see it, but they're bolded track titles and stuff. This comes out in 1993 out of England. Which is very cool. Farnham in specifically. I'm going to start with a track of theirs called Nazi Lover, which is, of course, I've read the lyrics, it's anti-Nazis. Anti the Nazis. So yeah, I think kind of fits with the time and place that we're in, with the whole punch and Nazi thing, because we don't need Nazis. No one needs Nazis. I don't know why people still think that being Nazi is a good thing or a good idea. It's just dumb. So dumb. But yeah. This is from Optimum Wound Profile. It's called Nazi Lover. And my only story is, don't be a Nazi lover. Sorry, my mic wasn't on. I said I was going to pause before I play the next one from Optimum Wound Profile, because I kind of wanted to read the lyrics from this for you. Just because I know like that sort of stuff, if you don't listen to it all the time, it's very hard to hear the lyrics and kind of understand what they're saying. And also, if anyone's just come in and seen that title, yeah, they might think something, which is not true. So basically the lyrics go, it's a war versus Zog reborn with a rod for God as a prop for a weak ego that needs absolute white control. Their pride is violated, their thoughts are capable, regulated, Their pride is violated, their thoughts are cable regulated. They peddle their electric hate, contaminate state to state. They mourn for the death of a nation, their time spent perpetrating the myth of a Caucasian Christ to prove right their anemic life. So get loaded up for penetration, proud man in their Aryan nation. They play with superior toys, but their games are all for sick little boys. The Grand Dragon is a phallic name they used to hide his impotent state face, masked by a secret shame. The real length of the snake spread hate with genetic lies, castrate and sterilize. At the gates of a molecular hell stands a reaper with a sickle cell. Their order is just a friendly metaphor for club law with a 44 and goose stepping with the NRA when they can feel their grip slipping away. Isn't that lovely? Lovely little poetry about hating Nazis. Alrighty. Next one I'm going to play is Slave Trade, because obviously if you've, from what I just read out there, you'll understand that a lot of what Optimum Wound Profile are about is anti-slavery, basically, anti-Nazis. They are probably a good example of resistance music, I guess. From way backs. This was 1993 this came out, and we're still having that problem, which is just disgusting. And Slave Trade talks about, I think Slave Trade is mostly about, wage slaves. So Slave Trade is about wage slaves, and something that's still very, very prevalent and very relevant these days. Of people putting money over other people and the goodness of the world. So yeah, this is Slave Trade from Optimum Wound Profile.
It has been an eternity since I felt such desire.
Alright, so this is Wormwood, which is the band I'm going to start into next week. That's pretty much me for tonight. But I will tell you that I've just put up a little address and stuff. If you are in Auckland, at the moment. Auckland, New Zealand. My normal Wednesday night show called Whatever Wednesdays. Yeah. I'm just gonna kill this. So this will be our start next week. We'll be starting with Wormwood, the Legacy. Yeah. So Wednesday night, I'm back with the DJ gear, playing out live, and we'll be playing in the courtyard of Sweet Affairs, which is 225 Parnell Road. It's the old bakehouse. I'm not going to be playing gothy industrial stuff. I'm going to be playing real funky tunes for, you know, drinking in the sunshine, smoking shisha in the sunshine, that sort of thing. So it's a lot of fun. Really cool place to go hang out and have some chilled hump day drinks and that sort of thing. So yeah, if you're around, come have a drink, join in the show live, and enjoy some of their fine food and things like that. So I'll be doing that. Friday night I will probably be doing a pre-recorded set and pasting it up because we are going out. It is Labour weekend, and Friday night there's a massive old school party happening with heaps of old school DJs getting out and playing the stuff that they used to play in the 90s at, I think, 6 different clubs around town. Hopefully all in the same area, because we kind of want to jump between and see people and stuff. But yeah, that's going to be pretty epic. I'm really looking forward to that. And then yeah, unfortunately this Sunday we won't be doing our D&D game. Maybe if it's nice, I might set up outside and maybe have some jams. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. We'll see. I might do something in place of the D&D, but you know, I also want to spend time with my partner, and she works during the day, I work at night, so you know, we don't get a lot of time to spend together, but that's okay. We're tight, so it's very cool. She's amazing. I got so much love for her. I'm going to get all gushy, so yeah, I'm just going to kill this feed now. Love you guys. Thanks for coming along. Have an awesome week if I don't see you on Wednesday night. And yeah, the show will be on Mondays from now on instead of Tuesdays.